Lights, camera, action. Do you wonder how films are produced and what really goes on behind the scenes? Well, stand by. Filmmakers Kevin Mumphrey, Victoria V.A. Jones, and Carson Hype Ferguson, local filmmakers talking about the world of film, right here on F It, We Will Fix It in Post podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Whenever you're listening, we thank you for doing so. This is Kevin Mumphrey, and you're listening to another edition of We Will Fix It in Post. I once again have my colleagues Victoria V.A. Jones.
What's going on?
And Karsten Hype Ferguson.
Yeah.
Today we have an actress from the Memphis area. Her name is Katrina Jones. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I am well. So what got you interested in the world of acting?
Funny story. So I was going to therapy, and I was in a session, and my therapist was like, so what's your hobby? And I told him I didn't have one because I'm a mama and I got a full-time job and don't nobody have time for that. And he was like, okay, yeah, that's not going to help us here. You need to find a hobby. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. So I go back to my next session, and he was like, so have you found that hobby yet? I'm like, dude, I told you last time, like, I don't have a hobby and I don't have time for one. He was like, well, this is a part of your plan. You're going to have to come up with something. And so my kids had done the Netflix series or Netflix movie Uncorked. And we were on set for 4 or 5 days with Niecy Nash and Courtney Vance and all that. And I thought it was a really cool experience. And I was kind of interested in it. So I said, well, that's something that I think is cool. I'm going to go and take an acting class. You know, that'll be my hobby. That'll get me through this therapy session or whatever. And I went to my first acting class in January of 2020 and fell in love. And I haven't looked back since.
It's not quite funny, ha though. You know, like
it is funny.
When you said funny, I was expecting like, you know, belly laugh, and I was like, oh, can I laugh at that?
You can laugh at it. I think it's
you can laugh because she's laughing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes it okay.
The internet might tear me apart. They were like, you're insensitive. You're insensitive.
Usually the rule is if that person can laugh at it, you can laugh at it with them.
I don't know what the rules are anymore.
That's actually a really good point.
The lines have blurred a little bit.
Oh,
right.
Not a little bit.
It's a lot. Okay. It's a whole lot.
A lot of bit. It's like probably the first time our parents would listen to Run DMC and Aerosmith.
Say what?
Nah, I'm done.
So would you say like acting in and of itself is therapeutic for you?
Absolutely.
How so?
Yeah, absolutely. It just is. It's a great outlet for emotion. You know, you can't just run around and be angry all the time, right? But when you're acting, if the character calls for you to be angry, you get to be angry and nobody's gonna look at you crazy. You can cry when you need to. You can be happy, be sad. You can experience all the emotions in front of a screen, and I don't know, it just feels good. It feels good.
So it's more of a release for you?
Absolutely. That's it.
I can see that because you go through the whole gambit, and then sometimes depending on where you are in life, you know, some people may not accept you being able to go through everything.
Right.
Right.
So that means you pick a role. You pick a role of what mood you're in, right? And then you go and you be the other person.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Scarface. I'm gonna be Scarface.
Every time.
Okay, I'm back.
Say hello to my little friend.
So,
that gets in
Katrina,
trouble.
you mentioned that your kids were in a movie. How is it being a actress yourself and also being a, what do you call it, like a stage mom or something like that when having kids who are going through the industry as well?
It's interesting. One of my sons, the middle one, the oldest son, he doesn't really like it too much. He's done it. He's participated. It was fun when he did it, but it's not something that he's really raring to do. So I don't have to do much with him. My oldest, my daughter, she thinks it's amazing. She is always like, Mom, okay, let's look at this role. Let's look at this role. She's my reader when I have to do auditions and things like that. So it's cool because they understand how the business works. And when I say mama has to go and do an audition, or mama has to do a self tape, or mama has to go and film something, they're much more understanding because both of us are in it. It's also really hard work because they don't have agents or a manager. I do have a manager, but they don't. And so I'm the momager. You know, I got to do it all. I got to talk to the casting people, and I got to make sure that if it's something that we have to bring our own wardrobes for, I got to make sure they have the right clothes, and the right hair, and all of that. So it's kind of tough, but it's fun because we're all in it together. I'm even trying to get the baby into some acting stuff at this point. So it's nice. It's fun.
I think you need to copyright that word. I
What?
was like, the momager. I was like, that sounds like a book title. For real, it sounds like a book title.
I'm the momager. That's me.
So how would you say that, like with your kids acting and you acting, would you say it has like impacted you all's relationship?
I'll say that we are closer. Because I know for me, I enjoy seeing my kids doing little different things. I enjoy it, and I think that they feel very supported. It's like you going to your first basketball game and everybody's there to cheer you on, or you're going to your soccer game and everybody's there to cheer you on. That's how I am with them, and they see that they're supported and they know that they're loved, and I think that has really helped build our relationship because 2020 was a hard year for everybody,
Right.
and we were no exception. And so I really think that our relationship has grown tremendously over the course of the last year because of it.
So, like you said, you took the acting classes, and when you decided you wanted to do it professionally, like, did you tell your kids first? You tell to other members of family? How was that process?
I started going to acting classes, and I didn't tell anybody I was going to acting classes. I would just disappear for a couple hours on a couple of days out the week and be like, all right, y'all, I'm good. I'm going to go and work on my hobby, and I'll see you when I get back. So, of course, the first thing that I got cast in, I called my mama. Because, you always want to call your mama and give her good news. And so I called her, and I was like, Mom, I'm doing a music video. Y'all, it was a music video in Nashville, and it paid like $20. Like $25 maybe. Like it was not even worth the gas money, but I was so excited about it. And my mom has also been like the biggest support for me. Like she's cheering me on. She's like, look at my little star, So I started telling my mom. I really didn't tell a whole bunch of people. I didn't broadcast or anything because I was like, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't even know if I'm good at this yet. I just know I like it. And well, now I'm, on the Facebooks and the Instagrams, and I talk about what I do.
Because was it one of those like family dynamics where you tell like two people in your family and suddenly the whole family knows?
I done heard about you. I heard about you.
It didn't quite start that way. I really did. I kept it under wraps. I didn't.
Yeah,
I
she
wasn't
did.
ashamed.
She kept it
Yeah, I
under
wasn't
wraps.
ashamed of it in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I didn't know where I was gonna go with it. I didn't know what I was gonna do with it. And so now that I've decided that this is something I really want to do, like I'm thinking about moving to Atlanta and taking it very seriously. Now I want people to know that it's something that I'm doing because I'm really proud of it.
So, like, how did VA find out? Since y'all are family, y'all close.
I found out because she's in the of course she's in the movie Election 2020, and Flo hits me up and she says, yeah, there's this girl who already put in her photos and she wants to audition. So I said, okay, cool. So Flo sent me the photo and I'm like, that's my cousin. She's like, no, that ain't your cousin. I was like, yeah, that's my cousin. So immediately after that, I hit Katrina up and I was like, hey, I'm a part of that film that you put an audition for. She was like, no way. That's how I found out that she was acting, period. I knew her kids were acting because I knew her kids were in the Netflix movie and everything else and stuff like that. And I seen them in some other stuff, but I had no clue. But I found out off the fly, literally.
Yeah.
One of those things where you find out how small this world is,
Right.
especially this industry is.
Yeah.
So were you what actors did you like kind of gravitate to growing up?
I didn't really gravitate towards any actors growing up. Like, I would see people on TV like, oh, okay, that's cool, whatever. Like, never in a million years would I have imagined, like, even having the opportunity to do anything like this. And so I didn't really have a whole bunch of acting role models per se growing up.
Did you have a
But
favorite?
No.
You didn't have a favorite?
I didn't even, no, because I didn't even really watch, like, a lot of television or film or anything. Like, I didn't.
It was
I was
music,
really
though,
focused.
right?
Yeah, I was really focused on music. Like, I love music. And so that was really where, I loved people like, oh, Destiny's Child, I loved them, and Jagged Edge and 112 and, all the little boy bands, NSYNC and all that. That's what I loved when I was growing up. So I really didn't pay much attention to people in film and television. But since I've gotten older, I've really grown an appreciation for those that are in film and television. So now, hands down, favorite person in the world is Viola Davis. I absolutely love her. She's amazing. Denzel, he's great. Let me see, who else do I love?
Yeah,
God, there's so many of them.
Like I like some Diddy Wash. Yeah, that's my.
It's so many.
That's the homie. That's the homie.
Ellen Pompeo from Grey's Anatomy. I love her. Sarah Paulson from American Horror Story. Love her. It's a lot of just powerhouses out there that I admire and love now. But before, I wasn't paying them people no attention.
So you all those actors and actresses that you named, they're mostly do drama. So you like drama pieces more than anything else?
Yeah, I would say so. I've been told that I have really good comedic timing, but I haven't really hopped off into the world of comedy just yet. It's something that I want to get into, but I just haven't done it yet.
So I want to backtrack just a little bit. When you were telling like family members that you were going off to do your hobby, like would it being like nosy a bit? Like, so what exactly is this hobby?
It was like literally it was in house. It was husband, kids, and my mom. And they know when I don't tell them something, it's for a reason. But they didn't prod too much. I told them, I was like, I'll kind of be accessible. You can text me, but please don't call me. So they understand. I was like, this is mommy time. Okay, this is mommy time. Don't worry about where I'm at, what I'm doing. Just go mind your business. Mind your business. If anything is burning up, somebody bleeding, then call me. Otherwise, I'm good. You don't have to worry about me. So.
Dang, she went Michael Jackson. Leave me alone.
Yeah, just leave me alone.
Or bleeds, don't call me. I like that.
Man, like I need that on a T-shirt.
I like that. That is a mother's motto. So when you went to these acting classes, what was it about the acting class that you just fell in love with?
First of all, the moment that I walked into the studio, it felt like I was with friends. There was no judgment. It was like the epitome of a judgment-free zone. I went in and they threw me one of the craziest scenes. And of course, I'd never done any scene work before in my life. And they were like, here you go, you're going to co-read this. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means, but okay. So they set me up with my scene partner, and it was someone that was sort of a vet at the studio, and they were really good. So they gave me something to work with. And, after we were done, they were like, Katrina just completed her first class here at the studio. Everybody give her a round of applause. So it was super supportive and stuff like that. But it was just a fun space to just be, say what you want to, do what you want to, and no one was judging. And that right there made me feel like, okay, this is fun. I like this. But even in that time, it was just fun. It wasn't like, okay, I'm going to go do this for real. It was fun. And a few classes in, and I realized the opportunities that were available, and I felt like I was pretty good at it. And everybody was like, you're good at this, you're good at this. I'm like, okay, well, let me try and just, audition for something, see what happens with this. And, you know, the first role that I got, just being on the set again was so fun for me. I loved it. I was like, I think I can go and spend 12 hours on anybody's set at any given time and get paid for it. I'm okay with it.
Don't say
I'm okay with
anybody's.
it.
Don't say anybody's.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
We want to set.
You're right.
We want to make sure the standard is set at a certain bar, and obviously this bar is set very high. We want to keep it.
Yeah,
there.
you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Because I've been on some
I've gotten
train
some
wrecks.
crazy things.
I've been on some
I've
train
gotten
wrecks.
some crazy things, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's not for me.
So you say you have an agent or a manager?
I do. I have a manager. She's based out of LA.
So
ironically, I met her on Clubhouse.
Oh wow!
I don't know if y'all.
oh,
I don't know if y'all
I'm
do much with that, but
I'm pretty deep in there.
Yeah, y'all can keep that.
So, actually, this is something I actually wanted to expand on, because you're in Memphis and you have a manager in LA. So, kind of talk about how that process came about.
Well, I was listening in a room in Clubhouse, and for those that may not be familiar with it, there are lots of rooms that you can go into virtual. They're almost like podcasts. I think of them like podcasts, but they're live. But you can go into these rooms and different experts talk about different topics and things like that. And I follow a lot of people that are in the theater and acting world. So I tend to end up in rooms with managers and agents and other actors and actresses and things like that. And people were just kind of going around and introducing themselves, talking about what they did, how they did it, and if you wanted to work with them, you could email them your information. And so this one lady, her name is Amelia. Amelia was in there, and she was just talking about her history. She also had children that were in the industry, and she just made all kinds of connections. She was just kind of telling people about them, and you know, if there were people that wanted to work with her, that you know they could email, and if she was interested, she would email them back. And so I sent her an email. This was probably right around the time that we were filming Election 2020. And that was at Christmas. And I didn't hear back from her till 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks later. And I just figured, you know, she didn't like my resume. She didn't like my pictures, whatever. And she said, when she said that, she got several emails, like maybe 100 emails from people. So it was a lot to weed through. And my photo stood out to her. My resume stood out to her. And so she gave me a call and just wanted to get to know me. So we had a good discussion. She told me a little bit about her connections and who she's worked with and the projects that she's been a part of. And she asked me what I thought for myself. You know, did I want to do film? Did I want to do television? Commercials? What did I want to do? And we talked about that. And we decided that each of us were a good fit for the other person. Because, you know, she's technically a part of my team just as much as I'm a part of her team. She wanted somebody that was going to work hard. And, you know, just because you have a manager, just because you have an agent, that doesn't mean you stop hustling yourself. And so she wanted to make sure that I wasn't afraid of the hustle and I wasn't afraid of the grind, which I'm not. And so we talked over it, and she told me she would contact me in a couple of days and let me know after she had spoken with her team about whether they wanted to represent me. And they agreed to represent me. So I picked up my management at the end of January, and she's already got me a couple of gigs. So, yeah.
That's what's up.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, that, something you said I wanted to expound on a bit, because I don't think a lot, especially beginning actors, when they get an agent, they tend to think that the agent's going to do all the work for them or get
Not
all
at all.
the roles.
No, not at all.
So do you still look out for like certain auditions or things of that nature?
Every day. Every day. There are casting websites, you know, that I'm a part of, and I am never not looking. You know, I do have a full-time job. I'll say that. I work 40 hours a week. On my lunch break, I'm doing acting stuff. I'm looking to, you know, find work. I'm submitting my profile, my packet to people saying, hey, I'm interested in working on this project. If you're interested, let me have an audition. You know, I get home in the evening time. It's bath time, bedtime, it's dinner time, we eat, and then I go in my room and I do a self tape to send out for an audition, or I'm working on a script for something that I've been cast in. Like the hustle doesn't stop just because you have an agent. Like they just help you, but the hustle never stops.
Now, how do you? Because you mentioned you work 40 hours and pursue an acting career. So how do you? And you have a family life. So how do you manage all of that?
It's hard in the mud. Um, just keeping it real, it's hard, but you know, I want this. I want to be a successful actress. I want to continue to be a great mom. Like I want these things, and in order to do that, you just got to put in a lot of work. So I'm very strategic in how I do things. Like we wake up at the same time every day. We have the same routines every day. So that way, if I need to call in for a babysitter, like, hey, I need somebody to watch the kids today, it's very easy for somebody to come in and watch the kids. Like, they're going to wake up at 6 o'clock. They're going to eat at noon. They're going to eat at 4 o'clock. You know what I mean? Like, I make it so that it's easy for someone else to step in and help me if I need that help. I have a great support system. I can call a handful of people and say, hey, I have a project that I'm working on this weekend. Could you help me with the kids? So I have a great support system, and I'm a planner. I walk around with my planner all the time. I need to do this at this time. I need to do this at this time. Organization is key. But it's hard. I'm not going to lie. Being a mama and having a full-time job and being a semi-full-time actress is difficult, but it's worth it.
So when you mentioned you earlier about you would send out a package, and you being fairly new, what do you have in this package for any other new actor who wouldn't know what to send?
So that's always a tricky question, and I battled with that the entire first year of me acting. Now that I have some work on my resume, I have my acting resume. Before, the only thing that I had on my resume was training. And it sounds crazy, like, why would I send off a resume that's only got training on it? But all of the greatest actors and actresses train consistently. They never stop training. And if you are trying to be cast in someone's project, you may not have been cast in anything yet, but they see that you've been training consistently. They appreciate that. They understand, like, they understand that this is something you want. Right. So, if you have a resume and that's all you got on it is training, that's fine. That's fine. Make sure you put your special skills on there. What can you do that somebody else may not be able to do? Can you ride a hoverboard? Can you ride a unicycle? Can you use a handgun? Those are special skills that not everybody has. Put that on your resume. And then another thing that I send off is a headshot. For new actors and actresses, it's very important to have a headshot. And we're not talking something that you took on your cell phone as a selfie. You want something that, gives the essence of who you are and shows your personality. People cast you from your picture. They want to know what you look like, even when they don't know what you sound like. A step above that is having a reel. Your reel is video footage of work that you've done. As a beginning actor or actress, you don't have that because you don't have no work, right? So it takes a while to get a reel. Like, I'm really just developing my reel now, because now I have a body of work that I can piece together and show people what I can do. So yeah, that's what I send off is a reel, my photo, and my resume.
So when you finally get a project and you're looking over the script, how do you go through that process of remembering your lines?
It depends. Most of the time, I have to build my character first. I have to really develop who my character is so I can get a sense of what this person would say and how they would say it. I start by reading the script one time all the way through. I just go and read the script like I'm talking to you guys, right? And then when I go back, and read it a second time, I kind of like dive into the little nuances and the inflections that this character would have. It's often very helpful to have someone read the script with you and be the other character, because it's really hard to like memorize a script that you are supposed to be in conversation with someone with, and you in conversation with yourself. So, I mean, just for real. But there are different websites that you can go to. You can always phone a friend, literally on Zoom, and y'all read the script back and forth together. But a lot of just reading. You gotta read it today and read it tomorrow and read it again tonight and read it in the morning. But it really comes together when you are working with someone else, you know, reading it back and forth and just working on your lines. So, for instance, when I did Election 2020 with Keith, Keith and I were on Zoom calls every week, 2 or 3 times a week. We would just say, okay, this is the scene that we're going to go over today, and we would run our lines back and forth. So just, you know, you got to repetition. It's just like in school when you're trying to learn how to spell, or you're trying to, you know, learn vocabulary words or whatever. It's repetition.
So when you're going back over, like how many pages or how much of a script would you go through a day?
I usually work on a scene at a time. Usually, if it's a short scene, I may go through a couple scenes at a time, you know. But I usually go through a scene at a time and just get that one good and down packed, and then I'll go to the next scene. All right, now we're working on the next scene or whatever. And once I feel like I have all of them together, I'll run the entire script, unless it's like, you know, 100 pages or something like that. I ain't running through 100 pages today, but I usually do a scene at a time.
Do you ever like see somebody that you like or whatever and kind of go through pretending to act like through their lines? You know, like some of the, like, say your favorite movies now.
Sometimes not too much. But when I first started with acting, I did, because it kind of helps me discover who I am as an actress, because, you know, you watch what other people do, like Tyler Perry when he was Medea, or Tiffany Haddish, or Kerry Washington, or, you know, just different scenes that they had done. I wouldn't necessarily do them, but I would bring their essences to the characters that I was creating, so that way I could kind of build who I was as an actress.
I know I like messing with my friends or whatever, and we like replaying like scenes of films. I'm not an actor, by the way.
You could be.
I have acted. Like I got knocked out on film twice, and we did like 30 takes. I was like, this is ridiculous. Why are we doing
knocked
so many
out?
takes?
Wait, what do you?
Like
Y'all got into a fight?
No, my character was getting knocked out. I'm like, come on, man. First off, and I was trying to negotiate with the director and the writer. I was like, first off, man, I got a good job. You know, I'm like, I used to box, and I'm like, I'm kind of prideful. So I'm like, I don't feel like he'd go down that quick. Like, does he have to snuff me with one punch? Can he give me like a 3-piece? And they were like, no, it's not. It's gonna take too much time. And then we did like 30 takes and we get knocked out. I'm like, really? We can't move on?
They had to get the right angles. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, like, nah. They that was uncomfortable.
Unless you made somebody mad on set, and they just kept saying, "No, let's do it again. Let's do it again."
I probably did. Like, but I guess my favorite scene was like Forrest Whitaker in Last King of Scotland. At least, like, you know, where he's like they tried to kill me, and he just turned. Then it turns out he just had gas. I'm like, come on. Yeah, that was funny.
Weird too.
So let's talk about this project you've just done, Election 2020. How did you find out about it?
Facebook. There's all kinds of acting community pages on Facebook, and this one I think was in the Memphis film community. I saw it posted, and I said, election 2020, that's interesting. Let me see what they're talking about. And then I saw that it was, a black person that had posted it, and I was like, that's really interesting because now we're talking about the 2020 election. Okay, let's see what this is about. And so I just emailed and said, hey, I'm interested in your project, would like more details. And that was how I found out about it.
So when you got the script and kind of saw what the film was about, like what were your thoughts on it?
So they only sent me a small portion of the script. And for those that haven't seen it, this won't make any sense, but there's a big argument in the film, and that is the portion of the script that I saw. And I was kind of taken back, like, whoa, that's what we doing right now? That's what we talking about? And I was intrigued. I thought it was cool. Like, it's just not, the conversation that we were having is not something that I would expect to have with anybody. And I liked it. I was super intrigued. So I was like, oh yeah, I think I really want to audition for this. And I did.
So you mentioned that this wasn't a conversation you would normally have. So how do you kind of get yourself in that frame of mind to kind of make it believable?
For me, I kind of use in some ways sense memory, things that I've experienced before, conversations that I have had, not about that topic necessarily, but just, intense conversations with people that I've had. And then I draw off of those emotions or those feelings and apply those to the character that I'm portraying. And then just kind of be that angry person, If I'm upset about something in the film, then I need to channel some feelings from when I was upset. If I'm happy about something, I need to channel those kind of feelings. And so I just, do a little bit of recall, pull those emotions in and apply it to the character.
So I'm kind of glad you brought that up. So how would you say why is it so important for you to be able to kind of use moments within your life, within your past to create characters?
It makes it real. So I was so naive, like so naive. But when you see people on TV crying and stuff, I was like, those some eye drops or something. Them people ain't crying for real. And boy, was I wrong. I was wrong. When you act, you're not, it sounds crazy, but you're not acting. You are being. You're being that character. Like, if I'm an angry black woman as my character, then you best believe I feel like I'm an angry black woman when I am this character. If I am sad because something has happened to my child or a friend or whatever in this film, that's the feeling that I feel. That's the emotion that I feel. And that's why, as actors and actresses, you have to be very careful about not diving too deep off into who your character is, because you're really pulling in those feelings and those emotions. It's not acting. You really feel all of that stuff. Those are the best actors, the ones that can feel the emotion that they're portraying, because it's not an act. You're really feeling it.
So I'm sure you've heard of this form of acting called method acting.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you kind of are like trying to do or like looked into?
A little bit. You have to be careful with it. You can't get in it too much. Here's an example of one that I know of for certain. Back when they were filming Hustle and Flow, they filmed it here in Memphis, and Terrence Howard was here, and Anthony Anderson, and all the people, and they were actually staying at the Marriott Hotel downtown, and that happened to be the same weekend that my family reunion was being hosted in Memphis, and we were at the same hotel. So I was about 14 or 15 around that time, and we found out that Terrence Howard was in the building, and oh my God, we were so excited. We thought it was the coolest thing ever. And we had been running around the hotel just trying to find him. God, if we could just see Terrence Howard, it'd be so cool. Well, my mom, she was a smoker, and she happened to be outside standing in front of the hotel with one of my cousins, and this guy walks up to them and says, "Hey, ladies, you mind if I bum a cigarette off of y'all?" And they were like, "Sure, whatever." So they pull out a cigarette and hand it to him. And my mama goes, "Hey, I know you." And he looked like, oh God, my cover was blown. She said, you that little Jameson boy that grew up down the street from me. Boy, what you doing all the way down here? And he said, "Well, ma'am, I'm just down here, fixing these lights, She said he looked homeless. He looked like he didn't have a home or anything like that. And it turned out to be Terrence Howard. And so he was really in his character, and he had to draw all of those emotions. And if you Terrence Howard and Hustle and Flow, you gonna be bumming a cigarette from somebody because you ain't got now. So I think it's a really cool method. It's just not something that I've hopped off into too much because I know you have to be careful. People go crazy if they're in method acting for too long because you can be enveloped in that character and you're not even yourself anymore.
So we're going back to election 2020. Tell us about your time on set. How was it for you?
Fun. Victoria was there. I was gonna say it was long. We had long days. We started I started at 8. Victoria, what time did you get there?
Before you.
Yeah, I know that.
I got there before you.
And you left after me. And I know.
Of course. Both days.
Yeah, those days. I would get there about 8 and leave about 11. We left about 11 the first night, maybe 12. And then that second night, it was well into the wee hours of the morning. But my time there was great. Working with Flo as a director is amazing. My castmates were great. Crew was great. It was a really overall good time.
So, like, as far as communication and everything, just an easy flow?
Oh, yeah. And then Flo was also so receptive to ideas and suggestions. Like, there were a couple scenes that we were filming and we were like, okay, well, something's missing. What is it that's missing? And we would come up with little things, little ideas, and we would roll with those. She was like, yeah, come on, let's try it. Our motto the whole time we were on set was we would film a scene, and there was nothing wrong with the scene, but she would want to do it again so we could get a different angle or whatever. And her motto was, why do we do this? It's because we love making movies. And that was the energy that was on the set, was because we love making movies.
So the first time you saw it, how did you feel?
I was really excited because although I filmed quite a few projects, I haven't seen any of them because most of them are still in post. And this one, the turnaround was so quick. We filmed it December 26th and 27th, and it was released on January 20th, right? So it was a quick turnaround, but it was the first time I had actually seen myself on film. And I was just like, I was kind of giddy, like, oh my God, that's me, oh my God. So I was proud of it. I'm still very proud of it.
So did you watch it with family, with friends, or you just watched it by yourself?
Our cast and crew actually had a Zoom call and we watched it together.
So it was just a whole group moment?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. And it was cool. I think all of us were pleased with what we saw. So, yeah.
Good. So you kind of liked it better that way, like everybody you worked on this film with pretty much all saw it together for the first time.
Yeah, and you could tell that we were all just like super excited and super proud of it, and I think the project turned out really well, really really well.
So, question I have for you is, what is your ultimate goal within the acting world?
Ultimate goal. I want to walk down the street and people not recognize me, but I
Oh,
do.
that definitely ain't gonna happen if you want to get away.
but truthfully, I think I would like to be a series regular on somebody's show. For a long time it was Grey's Anatomy because that's my jam. But I don't know how long Grey's Anatomy is gonna be around.
Hey, if you keep going,
Probably longer than Simpsons at this point.
You might have achieved that goal because they probably got
Yeah.
maybe 2 more seasons in them, and
Yeah,
you could probably be somebody who walk patient who walk in. Get shot or die on the table, or you know what I'm saying?
Develop a new
I'm trying
disease.
to slide in on Grey's Anatomy. I would love to be probably in any of Shonda Rhimes' productions, any of her things. I actually would like to work with Tyler Perry. I know a lot of people are like, ooh, Tyler Perry, but I would actually like to work with Tyler Perry. He inspires me a lot, so I would love to be on one of his sets. But just being a series regular, just be on somebody's show, just chilling, be a character that everybody knows and loves and appreciates. I'm cool with that. I don't have to be the Denzel. I don't have to be the Viola. Just put me on somebody's TV show and I'm good.
You can be the next Dr. Bailey then.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I would be Miranda Bailey. Yes, ma'am.
I was gonna say she could be the person in the background, like not drinking the water, eating the. was that petty? No, my bad.
I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. So, for someone who's not in Memphis, could you kind of describe to them what is the Memphis acting scene like there?
It's unique. It's kind of cool. It's you run into a lot of the same people, which I'm still learning them, but you run into a lot of the same people. Like, I've worked on projects where you don't really know all the cast members, and then you walk in and it's like, oh my God, hey girl, how you doing? Whatever. I feel like everybody works together really well. I really do. Like, I haven't run into anybody that was snooty or over the top or anything like that. It just seems like everybody works together and we all want to see each other succeed. It's Memphis. Everybody in Memphis is close knit anyway, and that's how it feels in the acting community. It feels like a really big close knit family of people that want to see each other succeed and work hard together so we can go to the top together.
That's what I'm talking about.
I like the sound of that. Well, we're round about at the end, so I just wanted to ask you this final question. What is it about acting that you love?
I love that I get to be somebody else. I love it. I get to literally go and be somebody else.
And not get in trouble for it.
Right. Not get in trouble, not get judged. That's it.
You know who I want to be? DMX.
Cool.
I would want to play DMX. If I could play any person, I'd play DMX.
Are you tall enough to play DMX?
You said DMX. DMX is actually kind of short.
Is he?
Like, he about my height.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why you had to rob all them people.
In this episode.
So,
outside. I watched the documentary.
Thank you, Katrina, for taking the time out to
Thank
speak
you
to us
so
today.
much,
We
Katrina.
appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
We're going to end this before we say something else illegal.
I wasn't robbing nobody. I'll tell you that right
We're just
now.
going to end it because I feel like you're trading that illegal line, and I don't know any lawyers, so.
Or none that's going to do no pro bono work. So,
not for anybody who wants to be DMX. So, thank you all for listening today. This is F*** It. We will fix it in post. And that, my friends, is a wrap.
Yeah.